23,000 nonprofits are set to close its doors because their federal funding was rescinded. A classmate of mine that works within the nonprofit space shared this statistic with me and shared what is happening in the nonprofit world as it sits at the intersection of education and also just community service, right? And so when you're hearing people call for, we need community, we need these things, the nonprofits that exist within your local community, but also your national community, probably will be closing their doors because their funding was rescinded. And so I want people to understand what collective care looks like, because the collective care in the form of nonprofits, a lot of them will have to close their doors. And this is just a starting statistic. We don't know how this will affect in a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, or 10-year projection. And so when we are hearing people say, hey, buy your kids school supplies, it's because the nonprofits that do the back to school drives, some of them will not exist because they lost their funding. When we are saying, hey, we need mentors, we need people in the schools, we need people in the communities, we need y'all to volunteer. I also need y'all to understand how nonprofit funding works from an operational and evaluation standpoint. If the metrics that were outlined in the grant proposal were not met, funding is on the line. And I'm speaking from someone who worked at an education consulting firm who our clients were nonprofits. I really need people to understand the urgency of every single thing that is happening from a federal level to a local level, and how you will be impacted, or how the people in your community will be impacted, because there is a domino effect. And that domino effect is currently happening. This is not in 6 months, in 12 months. No, baby, it's happening now. And so a lot of those nonprofits that exist, for example, to help with workforce transition or adult literacy, what happens when those nonprofits have to close their doors? Or what happens when they are reduced by 40 to 60%? And so I need people to understand these nonsensical discourse is doing nothing, right? It's doing nothing, and it has to stop, because communities, the communities that you are living in now,